Annyeong mga katongs! Good morning! Welcome to my channel and welcome to this vlog. But before anything else, I would like to thank everyone for supporting the first 3 tutorial vlogs about thesis writing. So thank you so much. Thank you. And for today and for this vlog, we're going to answer 2 objectives. Number 1, what are the contents of introduction section for both traditional format and the IMRaD format? Second, we're going to look with the different stages in writing the introduction section. For both traditional format and IMRaD format, introduction is the first part of the paper. But compared to other sections or parts of a thesis, the introduction part is advisable to be written or finalized at the last part together with the abstract. But for this vlog, I'm going to help you to at least write your draft for your introduction part. So first thing, what are the contents of chapter 1 of the traditional thesis format, or what we call the problem and its background? The following are the contents. Number 1, introduction, background of the study, statement of the problem, hypothesis, significance of the study, scope and limitation, and the definition of terms. While in the IMRaD format, the first section in the abbreviation of the IMRaD is the introduction. So this is the comparison of the traditional format and the IMRaD format. So most likely, in the IMRaD format, the contents of the traditional format are also present in the IMRaD format. But the difference is, in the IMRaD format, the descriptions and discussions about each parts and very specific and direct to the point. While in the traditional format, you need to explain it narratively compared to the IMRaD format. Another one is that in the IMRaD format, there is a restriction in terms of the word count. The next objective is the different stages in writing the introduction or the chapter 1 for the traditional format. You need to discuss the following. For the first stage, you need to state the general topic and give background about your topic, and that is the introduction. The next stage is by writing the background of the study. For both parts, you need to include also the different related literatures or studies that will support your arguments and introduction about your study. The third stage is by evaluating the current situation, either the advantage or disadvantage of the field of study that you are taking with. You may also include on this part the gap analysis, and it is also included in the background of the study. Just like what I mentioned to you a while ago, in the IMRaD format, in the introduction, the review of related literature and studies are already included. Unlike in the traditional format, the review of related literatures and studies has its own separate chapter. The fifth stage is by identifying the importance of your study, or in the traditional format is what we call the significance of the study. So the following are the suggested ideas that you need to discuss. Number 1 is whether your study will help to solve a practical or theoretical problems. The next one is by addressing the identified gap in the literature. The next stage is by stating the research problems, or what we call the statement of the problems. So in this area, you're going to present different SOPs or statement of the problems that you're going to answer on your chapter 4, or in the IMRaD format, which is the results. Another stage is by stating the research objectives. There are still some that have confusion between research problems or statement of the problems and the research objectives. So what are the difference? When you say research problems or research questions, those are the questions that will be answered in your study, either quantitative or in qualitative approach, or even mixed method. But in contrast, when you say research objectives, it is the statements wherein you are describing either the general and specific aims and outcomes that are intended to be achieved in your study. For example, for the research question, you want to study about what are the economic, political, and health implications of legalized marijuana. While if you're going to write your research objectives, you may use the following. To identify the economic impact of legalized marijuana, to determine the political implications of legalized marijuana, and to evaluate the health implications of legalized marijuana. So as you notice, when writing research objectives, it is more specific than the research questions. So in short, when you say research questions, that is broader, and research objectives, it is more specific. The next stage in the introduction part is the stating the hypothesis. It is only applicable for quantitative or mixed methods because of its statistical actions that is needed on this part. The next stage is by defining the scope and limitation of your study, or in the traditional format is what we call scope and limitation. The scope and limitation section, there are some criteria that you need to answer. First is, for example, the geographical area that you are going to investigate. Another one is what time does your research cover. The next one is by answering what demographics or communities you are going to deal with, or who will be your participants or respondent. And there are still more criteria or areas that you may include on this part. That's why it's called scope and limitation. You're going to discuss here what are your scopes and what are the limitations of your study, so that your reader will know until what area you're going to study and what are the areas that you are not going to study. There is a unique part of the traditional format, which is what we call the definition of terms. So it is just like a glossary wherein you're going to present the different terminologies that you use in your study alphabetically, and you need to define it operationally, or how did you use each word in your study. It is not present in the IMRaD format because the definition of terms may contradict to the restrictions of the number of words given in the IMRaD format. The last tip that I can give to you is in writing your introduction, you may use the inverted pyramid style, or what we call from broader to narrow discussion. It is very effective for the reader so that they're going to have a broader idea going down to a specific idea that you want to deal with in your study. So I hope you got some information that you may use or apply in your thesis writing, especially in your introduction part. If you have some questions and clarification, you may comment down on the comment section. And if you want to see my first 3 vlogs, I included the links in the description box. So again, thank you so much, and please don't forget to subscribe if you are just new in this vlog, and please don't forget to hit that bell and that share button so that many people will see this vlog. Thank you so much mga katongs. Bye bye.